What's up, everybody? My name is Carney Hobo. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. Today, I'm going to be here to give you another preseason interview with a very special coach today. Today, we have the current champion / former champion of the NPL, Mr. Gypsy King, and his Cindy Sharpedos.
Hey, what's up, guys? You got Gypsy here today with Connie, just coach of the Sydney Sharpedos, and pretty pumped for season 6.
Yeah, so how are you feeling today, Mr. King himself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I've had a pretty busy day, but actually sitting down now to build after this call. So yeah, feeling good.
Feeling good? That's good. That's good. So, Mr. Gypsy, you know, it's pretty hot outside, at least for probably where you at. So what do you like to sip on? Like, you know, let's get in the mindset of Mr. Gypsy King here. So do you like sipping on some lemonade? Do you like some sweet tea? Like, what's your favorite type of drink?
It's a good question, man. To be honest with you, man, I knock back at least 3 teas a day. Strong tea.
Are we talking about like straight up black, green tea, herbal tea? Like, what type of tea we're talking about?
Man, I knock back really strong like black tea. But green tea too, you know, I like to mix it up, keep it interesting.
Okay. I like this man. I like this man already. The Cindy Sharpedos, the tea master. Okay, that's gonna be your new nickname, by the way. It's gonna be beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah.
So, alright, so Gypsy, let's talk about your draft. And your draft is pretty powerful. It has a lot of strange and powerful mons. Strange as in like, oh my god, why would you draft that? Such as Shaman. Like, as a monograss type player, I love Shaman, but I freaking hate Shaman, so it's a love-hate relationship. But what was going through your mindset while you're drafting these mons?
Yeah, so my draft does look, I guess you could say, quite unorthodox. Especially compared to my draft last season. I feel as though my draft last season was... I know the structure was pretty clear, just by having a look at it. Obviously taking into account I was sniped a lot in this draft, although I'm not like salty about it, it's just part of what happens in the drafting process. My draft it's pretty offensive if you look at it. At first glance, it is definitely quite offensive, and that's completely fine, because that's a playstyle I'm comfortable with playing. But I really feel as though I've picked up a few gems that, you know, may catch a few people off guard. You know, shout out to my boy Stunfisk. You know, everyone slept on Stunfisk, but then it came into the NPL and, you know, went undefeated, so people started to catch on. And you can see Zazo, my little brother Zazo, actually, he came to me and he said, Gypsy, do you mind if I use Stunfisk this season? And I said, look, mate, go for it. Like, you know, need to share the love. And yeah, so that's why you don't see Stunfisk on my team. But as for stuff like Shaman, I didn't intend on originally drafting it. I was actually trying to get Tangrowth earlier in the round, but it got sniped, which is pretty understandable. Tangrowth is a god in the format, so you know, snipes happen, and I had to adjust. So yeah, that's basically the explanation for my odd-looking draft.
I guess you could say it's odd looking, but you know, what do you feel is the best mon that you got? Like, I'm so glad I got this mon at this round because it was the best mon in general, like, that you got on your team.
Oh, well, I don't think it's going to come as a surprise to anyone, but Mega Guard is obviously the mon I'm most happy to have on my team for obvious reasons, but everyone knows I love Mega Guard, but a mon that I'm actually really happy to have secured is Infernape. I feel like Infernape has a lot of potential, particularly in the Gen 7 draft meta, as you know, steals are very important, as checking fairies has never been more important. Checking powerful bug types is pretty key with the new Ultra Beast roaming around, so yeah, having a mon like Infernape on the team I really feel is going to yeah, add a lot of nice offensive utility to my draft.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So what about the mon that you feel the worst about? Like, I don't know why I got this at this round. I probably should have waited a little bit later, or anything like that.
Well, I guess I could say I don't have any regrets for drafting Keldeo at all, because I think Keldeo is actually a really solid mon, as I discussed in my draft analysis. But I suppose I could have waited a bit longer for Keldeo to secure some of the mons that I actually were sniped later on in my picks. So Perhaps if I'd waited and had the foresight to know that the MPL doesn't like Keldeo, well, the majority of them anyway, I could have not got sniped for some of my other picks. But that being said, I still think Keldeo is a pretty nice pick, and I know that some players in the MPL are aware of what it can do. So, had I got sniped from that, I guess I wouldn't have been too happy about that either. So, it kind of balances out, I suppose.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Getting sniped a lot. Who was the person who sniped you the most, or is there a person who sniped you the most?
Unlike Anthony, who Merc sniped like every single round, I actually didn't. There wasn't really someone. Cloud got me a few times actually. I had my eye on Celebi as a grass type after Tangrowth got taken. Celebi was something that I really wanted to pick up, but Cloud picked that up. Who else? Yeah, that's actually it. I mean, I had my eye on Metagross for a while. The steals went pretty early, and then obviously the Tangrowth was one of the biggest snipes on my draft. I'm just looking now, and Slowbro was another one. My boy Seb picked up Slowbro, but we actually discussed it during the draft, and I was more than happy to
oblige
forfeit Slowbro. Yeah, because Seb's my boy, and I felt that I could pick up another water type, which I did last round, Golisopod. So it wasn't too bad. There wasn't any singular person who just kept continuously sniping me, so that's always nice.
Okay. So it was basically the whole league. I like it. I like how modestly you're saying it. So yeah, it's great. It's great. So let's look at your week 1 matchup here, and you're gonna be fighting Togavor and those Arizona Carvanas. And how are you feeling about this matchup? Like, how are you prepping for it? Are you, like, how many teas are you drinking while you're prepping for it? You got that strong herbal black tea and then the green tea.
Yeah, man, I got the strong tea going. Nah, to be honest, I haven't actually started prepping that much. I've been pretty busy over the last few days since the draft with just real life, getting in the way. But looking at the matchup, Toge's a good player, and he's proved that time and time again, making it to playoffs. We've faced, I think, 4 times now. So I've got a pretty good understanding of how he thinks and how he preps and plays. But Toge is more than capable of throwing tricky prep and aggressive playing at his opponents. So the game is definitely not. I don't see it as an easy win whatsoever. He's got a very threatening team, and I feel like my matchup is quite poor, to be honest. I don't have any... well, it's not poor, it's not a bad matchup, but I feel as though it's slightly leaning in his favour. That being said, I do trust my building and my playing ability, so, we'll see what happens when we get to the game, but yeah, I just gonna have to think pretty hard when it comes to prep to kind of overcome, the slightly disadvantageous matchup.
Alright, makes sense. So, how about, outside of your week 1 matchup, but like, at all the teams that are out here, who do you feel like you have the best matchup with? And if you don't have, like, the best matchup with someone, like, who do you feel like you kind of have the worst, just by, like, eyeballing the teams?
Well, purely based on draft alone, I think it's very hard to say based on, like, players, because I feel like I do feel like there are, like, certain tiers of skill within the MPL, but players are categorized into certain, like, groupings. But that being said, like, every player in the MPL is a threat. Like, no one is an easy free win by any means, and I think it'd be quite naive to think that. But purely based on team alone, I really feel as though. Let me see. I feel as though, like, I have a decent matchup against Cloud. I think he's my week 2 opponent. But it's really hard to say that because everyone has just a really, really strong, solid team. I think Gator is another team that I don't believe I've faced him, but I have a really solid matchup on paper versus him. But I don't actually face him this season. Aberforth is another one that the matchup is quite favourable. But yeah, apart from those 3, I'd say the rest of the matchups are quite even, if not skewed in the opponent's favour. So.
Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting season for sure.
That is true because looking at your team, you don't have a Plusle switch in, barring that Doug trio, so we're not going to get into that.
No, that thing is a monster.
Exactly. So that's what we're talking about. So after winning your Season 5 championship, what was the first thing that you did?
I think the first thing that I did was just kind of, I don't know. I think I just thanked my boys who were around me the whole time, and I was just grateful for the experience. I was just I was kind of just, I don't know. I was pretty happy. I prepped a lot for that finals match. That was, I don't think so much prep has ever gone into that game. Maybe my first ever match against Jolt, I prepped a little bit more, possibly because that was the worst matchup in history. But I think I just kind of sat back and just enjoyed my victory, I suppose, and just kind of reminisced over the season.
Do you remember what type of tea that you had at that moment?
The team?
No. Do you remember the tea that you were drinking?
Oh,
at the moment, yes.
I imagine like not long after my win, I probably brewed up a really strong black tea. So
ooh, okay.
Just to kind of celebrate. Yeah, no doubt.
Little sipping in the cold Cindy air. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Gypsy King, a.k.a. coach of the Sinister Sharpedos, a.k.a. Mr. Champion, and a.k.a. the God with the Glycopod. Why do you believe that you can do it twice in a row? Why do you believe that you are the next National Pokeball League, the NPL champion?
Well, I'm very confident in my ability as a builder and a player, Connie. I'll be honest with you. Like I said, nothing is free. Like I don't feel like I'm not going into this thinking, I'm going to have a flawless season like last season, or I'm just going to win every game necessarily. Especially not if I go into it with that attitude. Like last season, I didn't go into it thinking, I'm going to run train through the NPL. I prepped and played every single game as though I could lose, and I think it's that kind of mentality that does kind of allow you to have success. Because if you go into it with a really slack, like sort of blasé attitude, you're just going to get destroyed by coaches who put in more work and are more motivated. So I guess what makes me feel confident in my ability to win is that I know how well I can build, I know how well I can play, and I know how well I can get into the minds of my opponents. And I think that that is pretty important. But as confident as I am, it's I'm not going to say that I'm guaranteed going to win. Like especially not if I don't put in the effort. So yeah.
Yes. So effort is the way you win, young child, young grasshopper. It's okay. Don't worry. We're all the same way. And yeah, so that it's beautiful having you here, Mr. Gypsy. Mr. King, excuse me, I'm sorry. I should not call you by your first name. Oh, praise the Lord and Savior, Glycopod, and the Doug Trio. Okay, but it's beautiful having you here today, man, and it's a blast.
Thanks,
interviewing you, man. So, guys, make sure to go check out Mr. Gypsy King. Link to his channel is going to be in the description below, as every single interviewing person I do. The link will be in the description below, along with the NPL link, channel link. So make sure to subscribe to every single coach, because you don't want to miss this week one game. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be powerful. It's going to make you tears come down to your eyes. Either Mr. Gypsy King loses his first NPL game ever, or he still remains undefeated. We'll find out next not next time, but we'll find out in a week from now, or whenever this is being uploaded, on Sunday of the week of this upload. So just guys, get ready for that. And is there any last remarks you want to say, Mr. King?
Not really. I hope to all the viewers of the NPL that you guys enjoy this season, and yeah, just backing up what Connie said, go and check out all the coaches, because they were really great guys, really entertaining, and yeah, really just high quality battles. So go and check them all out for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys do have a beautiful day today. My name is Carney Hobo, and this is Lord and Savior Glycopod, Gypsy King, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Alright, there we go.